Hey everyone, and welcome back to DIY with Melissa. Today I have a fun one for you. We are going to make these scratch to win cards. I am going to show you exactly how I went about designing them, the entire thing, the image numbers that I used for each portion of it, the lights, the tree, the star, and the font that I used for this information will all be available in the video. So we're going to head to the computer and get this started. All right, let's get right into it. This is really easy to design, and once it's designed, you can start playing around with it to give other prizes. So let's get this started. The first thing I did was I brought the Christmas tree in, and I just searched up Christmas tree. I chose this one. You can, of course, choose whatever one you like best. I brought that into Design Space. And I do not want these circles here. I like the shape of the tree. I don't want the holes there. And as you can see, it's a hole that's see-through. So I'm going to click on Contour. And I'm going to hide all of the holes by clicking on them. I'll X out. And now our tree is a solid design. The next thing I did was I brought the lights in. I just went to images as well, and I searched for Christmas tree string decoration. I scrolled through until I found something that I liked. But again, you don't have to use one I used. I thought this one was cute, so I used it and add that in. The image number for the string lights is M50603C4E. I'll size that down and I'll start stringing the lights onto my tree. Once you're happy with it, we will duplicate this and do the same thing to the next level of the tree. And one more to the bottom level. Just like that. Okay. Of course, the bigger you make it is the more likely it's going to end up going below. Once you're happy with all your string lights, I then brought in a text box and I typed in scratch to win. I am using the font BFC Christmas Cards, and I'm going to use red for the font color. I'll then size it down and add it to my design wherever I like it. I did use the curve function to curve it down a little bit, just like that. That looks pretty good to me. I'm actually going to move it up just a touch because I also offsetted this. And I did an offset of 0.080. Apply, and my offset will be white. I'm going to actually group the words and the offset. So if I have to move it around any, it'll just be easy and I'll move together. The next thing is I want the star. I went to images and I searched up Christmas tree star. I searched through until I found one I liked again. But I did use this one, and the image number for this one is M3CBF4D5C. So bring that into here, and I'll size it down to whatever size I want. Our scratch card is now ready. I'm actually going to size down the scratch to win ever so slightly. That looks pretty good to me. I'm going to select everything at this point and I'm going to flatten it. So our card is ready. I'm going to size this down to 4.85, which I feel was a good size for this. And I'm going to bring a circle in. Actually, I'm going to bring 2 circles in. So my scratch card stickers, the circles, is a 1-inch circle. So I'm going to size this first circle down to 1 inch. Then the white portion, I'm actually going to size it down to 0.8 inches. The reason for that is if my scratch ticket is a little bit smaller than 1 inch, because as we know, nothing is ever perfect, I won't have an issue. The 1 inch will still cover over the 0.8 inches. So we have our first one in. I'm going to change the color to white. And I'm going to duplicate this. So we have 6 circles all together. I'll then place these here. And the reason why I brought the 1-inch circle in is to ensure it's going to fit with no issue over my 0.8 circle. So this, a lot of this depends on the size of the circles you have. Just please keep that in mind. If it's a 2-inch circle, you're going to size up. If it's smaller than 1 inch, you're going to size down. So ensure that whatever you are using, you're measuring and keeping that in mind and not following my exact measurements should it be that you have a different size scratch circle. The last thing I did was I selected the 3 circles for the bottom row and I aligned vertically and I distributed it vertically as well. However, because of the curve, I did bring the middle one down a touch, ensuring this will still sit over it with no issue. So as you can see, it's a snug fit, but it fits perfectly there. So I highly suggest using these 1-inch circles as your guide to what your design will look like. I'm going to duplicate this one and just make sure everything fits. It's snug, but it fits. That looks good. All right. We'll get these 2 guys in. And we'll do the same thing. We'll select both. Center vertically. And that looks pretty good. I'm going to duplicate my 1-inch circle again. And again. And I need to move this over ever so slightly. And this is just to ensure everything fits, as I said. That looks pretty good. We need 1 more circle for the top row. And just like that. So now our scratch card is pretty much ready to go. We have to add the numbers to it. So I am going to select these 6 circles, the 1-inch circles. I'm going to group them and I'm going to hide them. That's a tip for you. If you're trying to hide something quickly instead of having to click each eyeball, you can select them and group them all together. And it also makes it easier when you have to unhide them. So I'll select the entire thing and I'm going to flatten this one. And now I'm going to bring in text box. And of course, this will, the amounts that you put in here will all be determined by the amount that you're trying to gift. So if you're trying to gift $20, then you want to make sure there's 3 $20 circles available. You can eyeball it, or if you unflatten it, you can select the two and center that way, but the circle is pretty small, so I think I'm okay with that right there. And I'm going to add it wherever you want, you can add it. Once you have your 3 numbers that will be the prize that's the person is winning, we can then bring in the other 3 numbers that will just be for numbers' sake. Once all your numbers are in, I'm going to select it all one more time, and I'm going to click on flatten for the last time. Our tree is now designed. We're going to hit print. You could duplicate this as many times as you want. So we're not going to hit print, we're going to hit make. So I'm going to click on make. Cricut does this for some reason. I don't know what the reason is, but these 2 trees can fit on this one canvas. You can also select your second one. So I just rotated the first one so that it was going to be in the spot that I wanted, because when you're trying to rotate over something else in this screen, it gets a little funky. So we're doing it this way. So I rotated the second one, and then I'm going to click on these 3 dots and click on move object. And I'm going to move it to my top one. Bring this down. And there you have it. We'll hit continue. We'll click on send to printer. I am printing this on shimmer white cardstock, but you can print it on plain white cardstock as well. And I'm going to click on print. I'll meet you back at the craft table to finish this one up. Our print is printed, and I'm just going to get it onto my mat. I think I've said this before, but this braiding tool is so important. It really just ensures your material is really stuck to your mat. We're going to get this cut. I am just using the basic cardstock setting. I always put more just to be on the safe side. So I'll get this cut and we'll be back to cover up the prizes. All right, we'll get this off our mat. And I can already see that I made a slight mistake. I should have added the bleed. I don't know, my Cricut all of a sudden has been, I probably need to calibrate it, but that's okay. There's a slight bit of white showing, but it's all good. We're gonna grab our scratch tickets or scratch stickers and get this going. Just take your time with this. You want it to be as neat as you possibly can do it. Keeping in mind that it's very close to the design on the tree. So we're just keeping an eye when I'm sticking it. I'm trying to keep an eye on both sides of the design. And the edge as well. Of course, you can make your tree bigger so you don't have these issues, but I kind of like it this size. There you have it. We're going to scratch it. Voila. How adorable is that? Adorable. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Hit that bell button and hit subscribe to see more DIY projects. Until next time, Thanks for watching. Happy crafting. Take care and bye now.